Welcome to your roadmap on how to create powerful health and fitness habits for long-term success. Here you're going to find some secret tips and tricks that are going to make your 2024 better than any year before. I recognize this is kind of a crazy time of the year. Some people are making resolutions. Most of us are thinking about how we can make this year better than last year. If you're one of those, you've definitely come to the right place because I am here to make sure that you don't just get your results, but you keep them too. With the tips, tricks, with the secret tips, tricks, and strategies that I'm gonna be showing you guys in this video here. Make sure you stick around to the last one because personally, that is the one that has made the most difference in my life. With tip 1, we are going to start where we ought to, and that is with the start of our day. When it comes to starting our day, I think it is crucial to have a routine, and it does not matter whether you set that routine up the week before, the night before, the day of, it doesn't matter, whatever works for you. With all of these tips, it's always going to be about what you personally can take on. When you're picking your goals, you want to make sure it's not just something that you're actually excited about, but something that you can reasonably do. So with that in mind, remember with anything that you're going to see in the video, you can always take it one little step at a time. It's always better to do a nibble than to bite off more than you can chew. When it comes to setting your routine, I recommend not overloading your schedule. I generally break it up into 3 kind of general things that I need to get done. There's subcategories, of course, but I find when I'm looking at my to-do list, it's much less overwhelming when it's not really a list, but kind of just like a conceptualization of my day. Tip 2, surprise, surprise, if you guys have been on my channel before, you know I gotta say it. You have got to stay hydrated. Honest to God, I would not tell you to drink more water if it did not help you. It's not just gonna help you with your energy, your mood, your weight loss, your muscle gain. It's gonna help you have good skin, good hair. You'll have more money. I don't know about the last part. I think you would. I think statistically, people who drink more water have more money. I bet that's a real thing. I know you guys have heard a lot of this before, especially if you're familiar with my channel. So I'm gonna go ahead and not dive too deep into that. But if you do have more questions or just wanna know more about how hydration impacts our life, then check out the video. Make sure you're all set up there. Tip 3 is going to be to incorporate regular exercise into your life. And I am not talking about going all gym bro, going all crazy with the iron, although if you decide to do that, have fun, be careful, be safe. But what I'm talking about is consistent movement that you enjoy. For me, sometimes for the last couple months, I've been rocking my little dance parties when I'm feeling blue or when I'm cleaning my house or when I need a little extra stimulation. And that movement has been enough to get the happy hormones going, to get some fat loss happening. But more than anything, making sure that you are consistent with your movement, your exercise, is going to help create consistency through the rest of your life. Because with exercise in a consistent fashion, you are going to have more energy. It's just the way she goes. Tip number 4 shouldn't surprise anyone, and honestly, it's not that big of a secret. Be mindful with your eating. I'm not telling you to do a diet. I'm not telling you to eat less sugar. I'm not telling you really to do anything other than think about what you want and try to act in favor of that. Honestly, with our nutrition, there is so much information out there. There's so many different approaches, different ways that you can take it. It's so important that you find something, again, that works for you. Because at the end of the day, none of this is really gonna work or make you feel good in the long term if you aren't able to maintain it. So instead of, doing these crazy 30-day challenges where you just feel like you're dying the whole way, let's just start kind of making a little bit better choices that we don't hate anyway and seeing where that takes us. What I've done my whole life. It took me quite far as a competitive bodybuilder. Eating mindfully is going to include things like getting enough water in, getting your electrolytes, your sodium, your magnesium, your potassium, and also, not to be boring, but those multivitamins as well, or just vitamins in general. If you can try to eat foods that don't come out of a box, that are as many colors as you can find, you're generally going to be in a pretty good way. So if you can play around with texture, variety, and color, then you're probably going to be incorporating a lot more nutrients. And it's nice too, because when you start eating that way, where you start to have, a little bit of everything that you want, you just try to be a bit more mindful about it. Does this serve my goals? Does this not? Then all of a sudden you're not feeling so restricted. So you can go to parties, you can go to weddings, whatever, and be able to eat the food you want, drink the drinks you want, but you kind of have those tips in the back of your head that say, hey, if I drink more water and have some salt, I won't have as much of a hangover tomorrow. If I eat some protein right now with my fats and carbs, it won't make that little fat storage bomb that sometimes some of the snacks can do. It's all about trying to put some thought into it because this is all about working smarter, not harder. Tip number 5, you guys, I'm sorry to bore you. Maybe I'll bore you to sleep. I love it. Of course, we gotta talk about them Z's. Getting your sleep is so crucial. Without sleep, you are going to feel groggy, you're gonna feel tired, you're gonna get to that point where you feel stuck. Like you just don't have the energy to do anything. Like you don't have the energy to work out, to drink the water, to eat the food, to have a good mindset. Everything has to come together. So take it one step at a time. Don't go in trying to get 8 hours of sleep all at once if you're normally a 4-hour sleep kind of person.
I'm quaky, I'm tired.
Try to get maybe half an hour a night. And I recognize that might take sacrifices in different areas of your life. You might have to give up the Netflix that you've been doing, or the gaming, or, you know, even maybe if you're more mature and you're reading, good for you, that's stellar. I hope to be like you when I grow up. But also, too much reading, if it's cutting into your sleep, isn't a good thing either. If you want to get better results starting tomorrow, get a good sleep tonight. It'll blow you away. Number 6, I really like because there's a huge focus on it right now, and that is to be able to prioritize your stress management, which I don't think I need to explain to you why that's important. Whether it is through meditation, deep breathing, fitness routines, yoga, going for a run, petting your dog, whatever it is that brings you down in terms of that anxiety, in terms of the stress, in terms of just feeling like the whole world is spinning real fast. Make sure that you actively take time to incorporate that into your life. And a lot of times my clients will tell me, you know, I can't do my self-care. I'm too busy. I have too much going on. It's too chaotic. I'm too stressed. I'm like, yes, that's exactly when you need to do it. You really don't need to do conscious kindness and self-care so much when your life is treating you super peachy. It goes a lot farther if you're able to incorporate this intentional stress management when you're going through it. When the shit is hitting the fan, that is when you're going to get the most benefit out of taking those 2 minutes a day to just clear your head. We're getting to the end. We're getting close. We're getting close. These last 2 tips are absolutely the most important in my opinion, because these are the ones that took me from being where I did not want to be to being somebody I can't even believe that I get to become. Tip number 7 is to surround yourself with amazing people, whatever amazing means to you. For me, my blood type is literally be positive. So it's kind of written in the stones that I'm gonna want to surround myself with positive people. That does amazing things for me. I found that when I was around people that they were kind of negative, I'd hang out and I'd feel so tired afterwards, and I'd kind of just be like, okay, I want to go home. This is boring. This is, you know, I'd want to fall asleep on the couch kind of thing. Whereas now that I'm surrounding myself with positive people who are out there trying to do good, trying to make a difference, I want to do better. I want to make more of a difference. I want to grow. I find that the better the people I surround myself with, the better I become. And I lived in a trailer park in a 900 square foot house. And now I live in a 3,600 square foot house of my dreams. I have my own gym. I'm able to accomplish so many of the things that I never would have expected. And it literally came down to who I was hanging out with and what I knew was possible because the people around me showed me. And finally, the most important one, because all of it would go to shit if you didn't do this, you have to stay consistent. Stay consistent. Stay consistent. Remember that building healthy habits takes time. I love the analogy of planting a seed. It is so basic and it is so perfect. You put that seed in the dirt, looks like nothing's happening. You gotta give it time. You gotta wait. You gotta keep watering it. Let it have sunshine, even though it's like, what the hell? It's underground. It can't see. And then you know what happens is you give it time. You let the process do its thing. You keep nurturing it in the meantime, and that seed pops up out of the soil. Nothing good in life happens overnight. The saying Rome was not built in a day, it is a cliche for a reason. It is a reason that everybody says it, is because nothing was built in a day. I sure wasn't. Be more consistent, drinking a little bit more water a day, and all of a sudden you'll be at the 4 liters or 3 or 2 or whatever your goal is. Be a little bit more consistent with getting 15 more minutes of sleep, and all of a sudden you'll be at 8 hours. The problem is if you do that for a couple days and then you stop, maybe you'll end up half an hour ahead. Maybe you'll end up, a couple glasses of water ahead. But if you want to just be a little bit better, or do you want to change your life? Because I'm kind of not talking to people who just want to be a little bit better. I am talking to people who are so goddamn sick of being stuck and feeling tired and feeling like there's this whole world out there that you just want to grab onto. It's within our reach. And my job is to show you that, is to show you how to accomplish it for yourself. I don't think it takes grand, courageous, heroic strides. I think that the most heroic thing we can do is just do the little things each day. Thank you so much for watching my video on how to build those powerful habits for lifetime success in your fitness, health, and of course in your mindset. My hope is that you go into 2024 and honestly the rest of your life feeling that you have the tools to be successful, that you have people that care about you, and that you walk into this world liking the person that you are and the things that you do. If you guys are into the kind of content I make, you know the deal. Do the things. Thank you for hearing me out. I love you very much, and we will see you in the next one. Ha!